When we go online, most of us hang out in just a few massive places, right? Our communities, our groups, they all live on these giant platforms. But what if I told you that entire model is about to be completely flipped upside down? We're going to dive into a massive shift in how we connect online, the move from just, renting your audience to actually owning your own digital home.
And really, it all boils down to this one classic question. Think about it. For decades, the deal we made with the internet was pretty simple. You get all this cool stuff for free, and in return, well, these big companies get your data and your attention. This single question, it really cuts right to the core of everything that's wrong with the social web today.
And yeah, that brings us right to the big problem with free. Because when a platform doesn't cost you any money, you can bet there are some serious hidden costs. You know that online community you've spent years, maybe even a decade, building up? Well, what if I told you it isn't really yours?
So on these quote-unquote free platforms, we're definitely paying, just not with cash. First, there's the data harvest. Our attention is the real product here, right? We're pulled in by these incredibly powerful algorithms designed for one thing, to keep us scrolling. Then there's the shadow ban risk. For creators, this is terrifying. Your reach, your connection to your audience can literally just vanish overnight because of some secret algorithm change. And maybe the most frustrating part, the success tax. If you build a business, the platforms can take a massive slice of your revenue, sometimes as much as 50%. It's like you're building your house on land you don't own, and the landlord can change the rules or even evict you whenever they want.
So you gotta ask, right? How did we even get here? I mean, this didn't just happen overnight. To really get why the new solution is so important, we gotta take a quick trip back in time and see how these giant digital walled gardens were built all around us.
Okay, so let's start back in the 90s with Web 1.0. Think of it like a huge digital library. It was read-only. You could look at stuff, but you couldn't really interact. Then, around 2004, bam, Web 2.0 hits the scene, and it changes everything. Suddenly, the web is a conversation, thanks to the rise of these social media giants. But this is also where the whole centralization thing really started, and all those problems we just talked about began to take root. Then, more recently, Web 3.0 showed up, and it had this big, exciting promise of decentralization. But, well, it wasn't quite the perfect solution.
Now, the idea behind Web3 was awesome, for sure. It was all about giving control back to users with stuff like blockchain. The problem? Man, it was just so technical. You had to wrap your head around crypto wallets and all these complicated systems. It completely failed what I like to call the grandma test. And look, if it's not simple enough for pretty much everyone to use, there's no way it's going to take over something as universal as how we connect with each other online. Okay, so this is where the story takes a really exciting turn. A whole new concept is emerging, and it's called the sovereign web. The core idea is actually super simple, but it's revolutionary. It's all about making that huge shift from being a digital tenant to becoming a digital homeowner.
And when you put them side by side, the difference is it's night and day. In the old Web 2.0 world, you've got these centralized gatekeepers. They own everything, and you're just renting your audience from them. But on the sovereign web, what some people are calling Web 4, that script is totally flipped. We're talking about sovereign communities. You actually own your infrastructure. And that platform success tax? Gone. Zero.
And this all hinges on this really crucial idea, digital sovereignty. And listen, this isn't just about owning your data, okay? It's so much bigger than that. It's about owning and controlling the whole shebang, your digital infrastructure, your community, the rules of your space, and even your own identity. All of it completely independent of those big, centralized platforms. So what's the engine driving all this? Well, it's a new model called Social Network as a Service, or SNaaS for short. And the logic is totally different. Instead of the platform taking a huge cut of your revenue for your success, the model is way simpler. You just pay for the actual hosting and the technology you use. It's designed to empower you to build, not punish you for growing.
Okay, and this is the most exciting part for me. This isn't just some high-level theory anymore. This is real. It's practical. It's something you could actually do. We are talking about a revolution where you can build your own little corner of the internet, and it can happen in like less than a minute. Seriously.
So check out how simple this is. First, you just describe what you want. You tell an AI in plain English what your community is all about. No code, none of that. Second, you just hit deploy, and boom, your own independent social network is live in under a minute. And third, when your members join, they use a universal integrated identity. Think of it as a single secure key that they own and can use across all kinds of other independent networks. The technical hurdles, they've basically been wiped out.
All right, so what does this actually look like in the real world? Let's paint a picture. Imagine a fitness coach. Right now, they're probably fighting algorithms and ads in some huge Facebook group. With this, they can create their own private, ad-free performance hub. It's a space that's completely branded to them, totally focused on their clients, and the best part? They keep 100% of their subscription money. All of it.
Or let's think about it on a more local level. A small town could literally host its own digital town hub. Imagine that. All the local discussions happen privately. Nobody's data is being sold to advertisers, and the community itself gets to set its own rules. It's basically digital self-governance.
And what about for businesses? Oh, this is a total game changer. A company could build its own customer circle, a dedicated private space where their biggest fans, their most passionate users, can hang out and actually help them co-create their next products. It's a direct, totally unfiltered connection to your community.
So, why is this such a big deal? Why does this change everything? Well, it really boils down to a fundamental change in philosophy. And that whole philosophy is captured perfectly in the idea of a 0% tax.
And believe me, the vision doesn't stop here. Looking ahead, the roadmap for this tech is wild. We're talking AI co-pilots, agents that help you manage and grow your network. We're talking actual hardware integration, like phones and glasses built for this new web. And a super simplified trust center for you to manage your own user-owned identity. It's a whole ecosystem.
But let's come back to this. 0%. Just let that sink in for a second. What does that number actually represent? Because it's way more than just a number on a screen. It's a powerful statement.
What it represents is the end of that success tax we talked about. The entire point here is that this new model isn't built on extraction. It's not about taking a cut of your hard work. It's built on empowerment. It's about giving you the tools you need to build and to win on your own terms.
And I think this quote just says it all, doesn't it? It's time to stop renting space on borrowed land and start building your own home. It feels like the digital frontier is actually opening up again. And that really leaves all of us with a pretty big question to think about. If you could build your very own corner of the internet with your own rules, what would you build?